Floyd Mayweather Jr., a name synonymous with boxing excellence, has long been a polarizing figure, not only for his undefeated 50-0 record but also for his ostentatious lifestyle and questionable financial decisions. Despite amassing over $1 billion in career earnings, whispers of financial instability have followed him, fueled by public commentary from figures like Mike Tyson, Joe Rogan, and Snoop Dogg. These voices, combined with Mayweather's own actions, relentless exhibition fights, lavish spending, and risky investments, paint a complex picture of a man whose wealth may be more fragile than his public persona suggests. The narrative surrounding Mayweather oscillates between admiration for his business acumen and criticism of his apparent recklessness, raising questions about whether his riches are sustainable or merely a facade. Mayweather's boxing career is the stuff of legend. He didn't just win fights, he dominated, wiping out every opponent, including those many believed could challenge him. His ability to beat everybody, as Tyson put it, cemented his status as one of the greatest boxers ever. But it's not just his in-ring prowess that defines him. Mayweather changed the game outside the ropes, transitioning from pretty boy to Money Mayweather, a persona that embraced flashiness and unapologetic self-promotion. This shift wasn't just cosmetic, it was a business strategy. By betting on himself, most notably when he paid $750,000 to exit his contract with Top Rank in 2006, he took control of his career. The move paid off spectacularly, with his 2007 fight against Oscar de la Hoya netting him $25 million, a figure that dwarfed what he would have earned under his previous promoter. This knack for self-promotion and deal-making has been both a strength and a vulnerability. Mayweather's decision to forego a traditional manager gave him unprecedented control over his finances, allowing him to negotiate his own contracts and maximize profits. However, it also left him exposed to poor investment choices and potential scams. His recent ventures, including a $42 million real estate portfolio acquisition in Manhattan, suggest an attempt to pivot toward long-term wealth. The deal, involving 1,000 affordable housing units across 60 buildings, is one of the largest multifamily transactions in New York City this year. On the surface, it appears to be a savvy move, a countermeasure to the criticism that his spending on $18 million watches, fleets of supercars, and private jets is unsustainable. Yet, skepticism persists, with some questioning whether this is a genuine shift or a desperate bid to stabilize his finances. Public figures like Joe Rogan and Mike Tyson have been vocal about their concerns. Rogan, in particular, has pointed to Mayweather's exhibition fights as evidence of financial necessity rather than a love for boxing. These bouts, against opponents with little chance of defeating him, don't affect his professional record and come with hefty paydays. His 2017 fight against Conor McGregor, which earned him $100 million, is a prime example. While the fight was a spectacle, it was widely seen as a calculated business move rather than a competitive necessity. Rogan suggests that Mayweather's lavish lifestyle, complete with million-dollar watches and constant displays of cash, requires a continuous influx of money, and these exhibitions are a means to that end. Tyson, meanwhile, has criticized Mayweather's post-retirement behavior, particularly his relentless training and return to the ring. For Tyson, this isn't about passion but about a deeper need, perhaps financial, that undermines the legacy of a retired champion. He describes the gym as Mayweather's heroin, a vice that keeps him tethered to a life he could have left behind. Snoop Dogg offers a different perspective, drawing a distinction between being rich and being wealthy. In his view, Mayweather is rich, his wealth is visible, tangible, and ostentatious, but he lacks the mindset of true wealth, which prioritizes sustainability over appearance. Snoop's insight resonates with the broader narrative. Mayweather's focus on the trappings of wealth, from designer wardrobes to piles of cash on social media, may be overshadowing the need for prudent financial planning. This critique is amplified by Mayweather's own statements, where he emphasizes money above all else, even encouraging his children to chase it relentlessly. His goal of building generational wealth is admirable, but his obsession with material success raises concerns about the values he's passing down. Mayweather's spending habits are legendary, and they've become a double-edged sword. His $18 million watch, part of a collection that includes over 100 timepieces, is a symbol of his success but also a lightning rod for criticism. Each purchase, from private jets to luxury cars, invites scrutiny about the sustainability of his fortune. Even a billion-dollar fortune can erode under the weight of unchecked indulgence, and Mayweather's refusal to hire a financial manager has left him vulnerable. While his self-managed approach allowed him to reap massive rewards, it also exposed him to scams and poor investments. His involvement in fraudulent financial schemes, including a 2018 ban for promoting a scam ICO called CentRate, is a case in point. After the ban lifted, he returned to similar ventures, including a controversial NFT campaign alongside Kim Kardashian, which has drawn lawsuits and accusations of scamming fans. This pattern of high-risk, high-reward behavior suggests a disregard for long-term consequences in favor of quick profits. Social media has only amplified these concerns. Mayweather's posts, showcasing mountains of cash, bank statements, and luxury items, are meant to project success, but they also invite skepticism. To some, these displays are a sign of insecurity, a need to prove his wealth in the face of rumors about financial trouble. Critics argue that his constant flexing, especially as he approaches 50, is less about confidence and more about masking instability. Recent reports of him exaggerating his involvement in the Manhattan real estate deal, claiming full ownership when he's part of a larger investment group, have further fueled doubts. This capping, as some call it, aligns with a broader pattern of embellishment that has long been part of his brand. From exaggerated earnings to skipped financial responsibilities, Mayweather's empire is built as much on perception as on reality. Yet, it's impossible to discuss Mayweather without acknowledging his discipline. As Rogan notes, he's never lost his focus, avoiding drugs and alcohol while maintaining a rigorous training regimen. Stories of him jogging home from nightclubs in jeans, drinking water while surrounded by partygoers, highlight a level of commitment that sets him apart. This discipline, rooted in his competitive upbringing under the influence of his father and uncle, has been the cornerstone of his success. It's what allowed him to outmaneuver every opponent in the ring and negotiate deals that made him one of the wealthiest athletes ever. But that same competitiveness, applied to wealth accumulation, may be his Achilles heel. Treating money like another championship to be won has led to reckless decisions, from speculative investments to public displays that invite scrutiny. Mayweather's approach to business is defined by risk-taking, a trait he openly embraces. He invests in ventures few understand, viewing them as opportunities to grow his wealth quickly. This mindset has yielded successes, like his real estate portfolio, but it's also led to failures. His NFT ventures, for instance, have been marred by controversy, with accusations of exploiting fans for profit. These missteps highlight the dangers of his high-risk strategy, particularly without professional oversight. While Mayweather's confidence in his business acumen is undeniable, his refusal to show humility, even in retirement, has turned admiration into annoyance for many. His endless self-comparisons to boxing legends, while part of his brand, alienate fans who see arrogance where they once saw brilliance. The question of Mayweather's financial stability remains unanswered. On one hand, his $42 million real estate investment and continued earnings from exhibitions suggest he's far from broke. On the other, his extravagant spending, risky investments, and history of legal troubles paint a less certain picture. Public commentary from Tyson, Rogan, and Snoop Dogg underscores a broader concern, that Mayweather's wealth, while vast, may not be as secure as it appears. His focus on the appearance of wealth, private jets, designer clothes, piles of cash, may be overshadowing the need for a sustainable financial strategy. As he nears 50, the pressure to maintain his image only grows, and the cracks in his empire are becoming harder to ignore. Ultimately, Mayweather's story is one of contradictions. He's a genius in the ring and a savvy businessman who rewrote the rules of boxing promotion. Yet, his obsession with money, coupled with a refusal to seek professional guidance, has left him vulnerable to criticism and financial missteps. His legacy, both as a boxer and a public figure, is undeniable, but it's also complicated. The same qualities that made him a champion, discipline, competitiveness, and unyielding confidence, may be the ones threatening his long-term stability. As he continues to flex on social media and chase the next big payday, the world watches, wondering whether Floyd Mayweather Jr. is truly wealthy or simply rich, a man whose empire is built to last or destined to crumble under its own weight.